Hello, my friends, and welcome back to My Reboot, your favorite corner of the internet where we talk about living stronger, sharper, and healthier, no matter your age. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever dozed off during the day and woken up feeling more tired than before? You're not alone. Daytime naps might feel like a treat, especially as we get older, but here's the surprising truth. Too much daytime sleeping can quietly chip away at your health. Yes, it's cozy. Yes, sometimes it feels necessary. But when daytime sleep becomes a regular habit, it can interfere with your nighttime rest, slow your metabolism, dull your memory, and even increase your risk of falls and chronic illness. Don't worry though, we're not here to take away your comfort. We're here to help you reclaim your energy, naturally and gently. In this episode, we're breaking down 6 smart ways to fix the problem of daytime sleepiness. These aren't gimmicks. They're real, research-backed habits that help you stay alert, sleep better at night, and enjoy more vibrant days. 1. Understand why you're napping so much, and fix the root cause. Let's start with a little honesty. If you're over 60 and finding yourself drifting off during the day, whether it's in your favorite chair, in front of the TV, or even mid-conversation, there's a good chance your body is trying to tell you something. And no, it's not just about getting old. Daytime sleepiness isn't a natural part of healthy aging. It's a signal. The question is, what's causing it? One of the most common culprits is poor nighttime sleep. If you're not sleeping soundly at night, your body will try to catch up during the day. But here's the catch. Napping during the day can make it harder to fall asleep at night, which leads to more napping. It becomes a cycle that chips away at your overall rest, energy, and even your memory. That's why the first step is not just to cut naps, it's to fix what's making them feel necessary in the first place. Now let's break that down. Poor nighttime sleep can come from several things. It could be sleep apnea, which affects nearly 1 in 3 older adults and often goes undiagnosed. If you snore loudly, wake up gasping, or feel exhausted even after a full night in bed, it's worth talking to your doctor. Sleep apnea isn't just about snoring. It's a serious condition that can lead to high blood pressure, heart problems, and yes, constant daytime fatigue. Another common cause? Too much caffeine or sugar late in the day. Many older adults don't realize that our bodies become more sensitive to stimulants as we age. A cup of coffee or a sweet treat after lunch may not have bothered you at 40, but at 70, it can be the very thing keeping your brain buzzing at night and crashing mid-morning. Take a look at your afternoon routine and ask yourself, is this helping or hurting my sleep? And let's not forget the role of routine. A lot of seniors lose their daily structure after retirement. That may sound relaxing at first, but without set times for waking, eating, moving, and winding down, the body's internal clock can get confused. That leads to irregular sleep patterns, energy dips during the day, and yes, more naps. So how do we fix it? Start with your night. Make your sleep environment cool, dark, and quiet. Keep a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. And avoid screens for at least an hour before bed. Yes, that includes phones and TV. Your brain needs time to unwind, and artificial light tells it to stay awake when it should be winding down. Second, create a morning routine that signals your body it's time to start the day. Open the curtains, get some natural sunlight, and move your body, even if it's just a few gentle stretches or a short walk. Morning light resets your internal clock and helps you stay awake and alert throughout the day. Finally, give yourself permission to rest, but not to nap unless truly needed. If you do need a nap, keep it short, 15 to 20 minutes at most, and never after 3 p.m. A long nap late in the day is like drinking coffee at bedtime. It might feel good in the moment, but it throws off your whole sleep cycle. The goal isn't to push through exhaustion. The goal is to understand where it's coming from and gently correct it, so your energy returns naturally. When you sleep well at night, you don't need to nap your way through the day. You feel sharper, more balanced, and more present. So that's step 1, my friends. Listen to the signals your body is sending, and address the root cause of daytime sleepiness. Because when you fix the foundation, your nighttime sleep, you create the space for everything else to improve: your memory, your energy, your mood, and even your mobility. 2. Stop eating sleepy foods and start fueling your brain instead. Now that we've taken a closer look at the root cause of daytime fatigue, poor nighttime sleep, it's time to focus on another big player in how you feel during the day: your food. What you eat, and when you eat it, has a direct impact on your energy, your brain function, and your urge to nap. And no, it's not just about cutting sugar or drinking more water, though those help. It's about understanding which foods drain you, and which ones help you stay alert, steady, and clear-headed throughout the day. Let's start with what I like to call sleepy foods. These are foods that seem harmless, or even healthy, but actually trigger a cascade of effects that lead to sluggishness and drowsiness a few hours later. The number one culprit? Simple carbohydrates. We're talking white bread, white rice, pastries, sweetened cereal, crackers, or even some breakfast bars. These foods are quickly digested, spike your blood sugar, and then leave you crashing soon after. And that crash? That's when your eyelids get heavy, your energy drops, and your brain says, "Hey, let's take a nap." The second sleepy food is too much sugar, especially in the morning or at lunch. A little natural sugar from fruit, when paired with fiber or protein, is okay. But when you have added sugar in your yogurt, your coffee creamer, or even your salad dressing, your blood sugar roller coaster begins. And just like simple carbs, it leads to a quick rise in energy followed by a steep drop. That drop feels a lot like exhaustion, and it's one of the most common triggers for unplanned naps in older adults. Now let's talk about what to eat instead, because here's the good news: the right foods can actually prevent daytime sleepiness and keep your mind sharp for hours. First, every meal should include protein. Protein gives your brain a slow, steady source of energy and helps regulate blood sugar levels. Eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, seeds, fish, beans, these are all fantastic choices. If you're making breakfast, think scrambled eggs with spinach, or a bowl of unsweetened Greek yogurt with berries and walnuts. If you're packing lunch, aim for something with fish, chicken, or lentils, and skip the heavy breads or sugary sauces. Second, pair your protein with fiber-rich foods. This helps slow digestion, keeps you full longer, and avoids those blood sugar spikes that lead to crashes. Think leafy greens, berries, oats, apples, or legumes. A lunch of grilled salmon with a side of lentils and roasted vegetables isn't just delicious, it's energizing and stabilizing. And don't forget about healthy fats. These are the quiet heroes when it comes to brain function and sustained energy. Avocados, olive oil, chia seeds, and nuts are wonderful sources. They nourish the brain and prevent that mid-afternoon slump. A salad with olive oil dressing and avocado slices isn't just fancy. It's smart fuel for your day. Now, timing matters too. Many older adults fall into a pattern of eating a heavy lunch and then feeling wiped out afterward. If that's you, try this instead: eat a lighter lunch packed with protein, fiber, and healthy fat, and then have a small snack later in the afternoon if you need it. A handful of almonds, a boiled egg, or a small smoothie can be just enough to bridge the gap to dinner, without pushing you toward a nap. One more thing: hydration. It's easy to confuse dehydration with fatigue. In fact, many people who feel tired midday are actually just thirsty. Make sure you're sipping water throughout the day, not just at meals. Herbal tea, broth-based soups, and water-rich fruits like berries or cucumber can all help. So here's your gentle challenge: take a look at your breakfast and lunch habits. Are you loading up on quick carbs, processed sugars, or skipping protein? If so, don't worry. It's not too late to make a change. Small shifts in your meals can lead to big changes in your energy. By focusing on foods that nourish your brain and stabilize your body, you can stay awake, alert, and engaged through the afternoon, without needing to crash on the couch. 3. Move more during the day, even if you're tired. So far, we've talked about improving your sleep and fueling your body with the right foods to fight off that midday fatigue. Now it's time for another powerful piece of the puzzle: movement. And I want to be very clear: you don't need to run, lift heavy weights, or even break a sweat to feel the benefits. What you do need is gentle, consistent activity throughout the day. Especially in the moments when your body is saying, "Let's sit down and rest." Now you might be thinking, "Wait, I'm already tired. Shouldn't I be conserving my energy?" It's a fair question. But here's the surprising truth. When you move your body, lightly and regularly, you actually create more energy. Let me explain how this works. Your body was designed to move. Every time you stretch, take a step, or even just stand up from your chair, you increase circulation. That means more oxygen and nutrients are being delivered to your brain and muscles. And when your brain gets more oxygen, it perks up. You feel clearer, more focused, and more alert, often within minutes. That's why sitting for long periods during the day is such a sneaky problem. The longer you stay still, the more your energy drains. Your muscles tighten, your circulation slows, and your brain starts to feel foggy. That's when the urge to nap really kicks in. But here's the good news. You don't need a gym or a big routine to break that cycle. You just need to move on purpose, especially during the hours you normally feel sluggish. Let's get practical. If you tend to feel tired after lunch, which is very common, schedule a 5 to 10 minute walk right after you eat. It doesn't have to be fast. Just a gentle stroll around your home, your yard, or even the hallway can work wonders. This light movement kickstarts digestion, improves circulation, and tells your body, "We're still going, no need to shut down." Another helpful habit? Stand and stretch every hour. If you've been sitting for a while, set a gentle alarm or reminder to stand up, roll your shoulders, march in place, or do a few arm circles. These little moments of movement keep your energy up and your body responsive. If walking is hard for you, don't worry. Seated exercises are just as effective for boosting circulation. Try lifting your heels and toes while sitting, reaching your arms overhead and side to side, or doing gentle neck rolls and shoulder shrugs. These small actions are like flipping a switch in your nervous system. They tell your body it's time to stay alert. One of our favorite routines from My Reboot is something we call the Midday Motion Reset. It's a 3-minute series of simple movements you can do in your living room. A few standing marches, side steps, arm swings, and deep breaths. That's it. No equipment. No impact. Just a small dose of motion that resets your rhythm and restores your energy. And don't forget, natural light and fresh air are movement's best friends. If you can, go outside. Even 5 minutes of sunlight and gentle walking can do more for your body and mind than a nap ever could. It boosts your mood, supports your sleep cycle, and signals to your brain that it's still daytime. This helps you stay alert now and sleep better tonight. So here's your next gentle challenge. Whenever you feel the urge to nap, try moving first. Give your body a chance to wake up naturally. Most of the time, you'll be surprised at how quickly a bit of movement changes how you feel. To recap, movement boosts circulation, sharpens your mind, and breaks the cycle of sleepiness. It doesn't have to be intense. It just needs to be consistent. Think of it like feeding your energy little bites throughout the day, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and watching your stamina slowly rebuild. 4. Keep your brain engaged. Boredom can feel like fatigue. We've already talked about sleep, food, and movement. But there's another surprising cause of daytime sleepiness that's often overlooked. It doesn't come from your body, it comes from your mind. Have you ever found yourself dozing off in the middle of the day, not because you were physically tired, but because you were just bored? Maybe you were watching the same TV show you've seen 100 times. Or sitting quietly with nothing in particular to do. Your body wasn't working hard, but your eyelids still started to droop. That right there is mental fatigue. And for many older adults, it's one of the sneakiest reasons daytime naps start to take over. Here's the truth. Your brain needs stimulation. Just like your muscles need movement to stay strong, your mind needs purpose, challenge, and engagement to stay sharp and awake. When your brain doesn't get enough input, when it's underused, it starts to downshift. You feel sleepy, not because you're physically exhausted, but because your mind is running on autopilot. And here's the catch. This kind of fatigue doesn't go away with a nap. It goes away with mental engagement. Now, that doesn't mean you need to solve crossword puzzles all day or learn a new language overnight. Though those are great if you enjoy them. What it really means is keeping your brain active in ways that are meaningful to you. So, let's talk about how to do that. Start by building a little variety into your day. Break up long stretches of passive time, like watching TV, with something interactive. That could be calling a friend, reading a chapter from a book, listening to an engaging podcast, or even sitting down to organize old photos. When your brain has something to focus on, it gets a signal: stay alert, stay curious, stay awake. Another great tool? Creative tasks. Whether it's writing in a journal, painting, doing a puzzle, sewing, or even playing music, activities that involve your hands and your thoughts at the same time are especially powerful. They light up multiple areas of the brain, boost mood, and reduce the kind of low-level boredom that leads to drowsiness. And don't underestimate the value of connection. Conversation is one of the best brain exercises you can do. If you live alone, make it a goal to speak with at least one person every day. That could be a neighbor, a friend, a grandchild, or someone at the grocery store. Even short, meaningful exchanges help the brain stay active and engaged. You might also consider joining a club, a walking group, or an online class. Learning something new, even in small doses, can give your mind the variety it craves and your day a greater sense of structure. Now here's something really interesting. Studies have shown that boredom itself can increase your body's desire to sleep, even if you're not tired. Your brain, in the absence of meaningful activity, starts to mimic fatigue. That's why you might feel wide awake during a conversation, but 10 minutes into watching the news, your head starts to nod. The content isn't necessarily the problem, it's the lack of interaction. So, if you find yourself saying, "I just don't have the energy during the day," ask yourself this: am I physically tired, or is my mind just understimulated? Try this little experiment tomorrow. Replace just 1 hour of passive activity with something engaging. Instead of flipping on the TV after lunch, take out a puzzle, write a letter, or go outside and name 5 things you see. It may feel small, but it has a ripple effect. The more you wake up your mind, the less your body feels like it needs to shut down. So here's your next gentle challenge. Each day, find at least one thing that captures your attention, not just passes the time. That small change can make a big difference in your energy, your memory, and your sense of purpose. 5. Align your routine with your body clock, and reclaim your natural energy. If you've been following along, you now understand how poor sleep, the wrong foods, lack of movement, and mental boredom can all lead to that midday drowsiness. But there's one more factor we can't ignore: timing. You see, your body has a built-in rhythm. It's called your circadian clock. And this clock quietly regulates when you feel awake, when you feel sleepy, when your digestion works best, and even when your memory is sharpest. The catch is, this clock changes as we age. And if your daily habits aren't in sync with it, you can end up feeling tired at all the wrong times, especially during the day. So today, we're going to talk about how to get back in rhythm, gently, naturally, and in a way that helps you feel more energized, not less. Let's start with the basics. Your circadian rhythm follows a 24-hour cycle that responds to light and dark, activity and rest, eating and fasting. When this rhythm is stable, your body knows when to produce energy and when to wind down. But when the rhythm gets disrupted, by sleeping in, eating late, or staying inside without sunlight, you start to feel off. Your energy dips at odd times, and sleep doesn't feel refreshing. One of the most powerful things you can do to reset this rhythm is to wake up and go to bed at the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. Your body craves consistency. Waking up at a regular hour, especially if you can do it with natural light, sets the tone for your entire day. It tells your brain, "We're on track. Let's stay alert." Next, get outside within an hour of waking, if possible. Sunlight in the morning is like a cup of coffee for your internal clock. It signals to your brain that it's daytime, boosting alertness and helping you stay awake through those crucial morning and early afternoon hours. Even just 10 to 15 minutes outside can make a difference. Now let's talk about meals. Many older adults don't realize this, but your digestive system also runs on a clock. Eating meals at inconsistent times can confuse your metabolism and drain your energy. Try to have breakfast within an hour of waking, lunch around the middle of the day, and dinner no later than 6 or 7 p.m. Eating late at night forces your body to work when it should be resting, and that can keep you tossing and turning instead of sleeping deeply. Speaking of rest, here's something you may not expect. If you want to fall asleep more easily at night, don't let yourself fall asleep too early in the evening. It's tempting, especially if dinner makes you sleepy. But drifting off at 6 p.m. throws your whole rhythm out of sync. Instead, use gentle lighting, calming routines, and quiet activities to stay awake until a proper bedtime, somewhere between 9 and 10 p.m. for most older adults. Now, what about naps? As we've said before, the occasional short nap isn't harmful. In fact, a quick 10 to 20 minute rest earlier in the day can give you a gentle reset. But if you nap longer, or nap too late, say after 3 p.m., you disrupt your body's natural sleep pressure, making it harder to fall asleep at night. That's how the cycle of nighttime insomnia and daytime napping gets started. So here's the solution: structure your day around your body's natural rhythm. Wake at the same time. Eat at the same times. Move your body during your peak energy hours, usually mid-morning and mid-afternoon. And when it's time to wind down, give your body the signals it needs: softer lights, calming music, a warm bath, or a quiet book. This rhythm doesn't just support better sleep, it boosts memory, mood, digestion, and even immune health. When your body knows what to expect, it works more efficiently. You'll feel steadier, clearer, and more naturally energized. Let's be honest, modern life doesn't always honor our internal clock. But you can. And every little adjustment you make brings you closer to the balanced, vibrant life you deserve. 6. Support your emotional well-being, because fatigue isn't always physical. We've reached our final step in tackling the puzzle of daytime sleepiness, and this one may be the most important of all. Because sometimes, feeling tired during the day has nothing to do with how much you slept, what you ate, or even how much you moved. Sometimes, the fatigue is emotional. And let me tell you, emotional fatigue can be every bit as draining as physical exhaustion. But unlike a sore muscle or a missed night of sleep, it's easy to overlook. You might call it feeling off, or not quite yourself. It shows up as low motivation, a heavy feeling in your chest, or that quiet urge to just lie down and tune out. This kind of tired doesn't come from your body. It comes from your heart and your mind. As we age, emotional health can quietly shift. Maybe you're dealing with loneliness, a loss, or a lack of purpose after retirement. Maybe your days don't feel as full as they once did. Or maybe you're carrying stress about your health, your loved ones, or just the state of the world. And while these things may not seem like enough to knock you down, over time they add up. They wear on your spirit. And your body responds by shutting down, asking for more rest, more naps, more quiet. So what can we do? We start by acknowledging that how we feel emotionally plays a real, measurable role in our energy levels. And we begin to nurture the emotional side of our health with the same care and attention we give our physical routines. Here are a few gentle ways to do that. First, reconnect with a sense of purpose. This doesn't mean you need to start a new career or lead a volunteer program, unless you want to. It simply means finding one thing each day that gives your actions meaning. That could be tending to your garden, making a phone call to check in on a friend, helping a neighbor, or writing down a memory for your grandchildren. Purpose gives the day structure. And structure helps the mind stay engaged and the body stay energized. Second, protect your social connections. We've said it before, but it's worth repeating. Loneliness is one of the most exhausting experiences a person can face. It doesn't just make you feel sad. It drains your vitality. If you haven't had a real conversation today, reach out. Send a message. Call a friend. Visit someone. Join a group, take a class, or even just chat with the cashier at the store. Those little moments of connection add up, and they send powerful signals to the brain that you are part of something bigger. Third, acknowledge and work through grief, anxiety, or sadness. These emotions are normal. They are part of being human. But when they go unspoken, they grow heavy. If you're carrying something emotionally difficult, talk to someone. That could be a trusted friend, a spiritual guide, or a counselor. There is no weakness in asking for help. In fact, asking is one of the strongest things you can do for your mental health and your physical energy. Finally, make room for joy. Yes, joy. Even small joys, like music, laughter, movement, or creativity, can lift the fog of emotional fatigue. Find one thing each day that makes you smile. A funny video, a song you love, a bird at your window. These things aren't just nice, they're essential. They refill your emotional cup and remind your brain that life is still full of beauty and meaning. So if you've been feeling tired during the day, and nothing else seems to explain it, look within. Ask yourself gently, how have I been feeling emotionally? Am I connected? Am I at peace? Am I allowing space for joy, support, and purpose? Because here's the truth, when your emotional needs are met, your body responds. You sleep better. You move more. You feel more like yourself again. What's the one time of day you struggle with energy the most, and what's helped you stay awake or alert? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every one, and you just might inspire someone else in our community. If this episode helped you or made you think differently about your routine, please tap that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future health tips designed just for you.